Welcome back, my beautiful humans. Today, we're going to talk about being prepared, not paranoid. Let's face it, we all know we're not getting out of here alive. The podcast tells you that exactly if I die tomorrow. And living with that question in the forefront. I do want to say that this is for entertainment purposes only. I am not an attorney. I do not pretend to be one. They have a hard job. And I have a lot of respect for attorneys. We're going to deal with this topic, dealing with what ifs, using a calmness, some courage, and a good checklist. So as you know, I'm Nicole, and I want to thank you for coming back today. So what if I died tomorrow? Not to be dramatic, but we really do need to have a few things in place. I know that we're starting to come to terms with the fact that we're not immortal, no matter how cool that is or sounds. And actually, if you think about it, after the first, maybe 100 years, it's just, I'd be tired. I don't know about you, but I'd be tired. I'd be ready. I don't want to be dramatic. But life is unpredictable, and we don't know. I'd like us to have a practical, no-fuss conversation about how to get our affairs in order today in case something unexpected did happen to you, your loved ones, somewhere where you might have to step in for someone else. And if you look at some of this through that lens of being the person to take care of it, these things would make it easier for you. And don't we want to make things easier for our family if we do die tomorrow? Grab a notebook or notepad, pen, or just sit and listen. Or save the video, save the podcast. We're going to try and make this as simple as possible. What does the phrase getting our affair in order really mean? It's more than just writing a will. It means organizing your life in a way that someone else could step in, carry on, wrap up, or manage things without unnecessary stress, confusion, legal chaos. This includes legal documents like wills or advance directives. You could even talk about trusts, financial information, access to digital accounts, instructions for dependents or pets, and ideally a few personal touches, messages, preferences, goodbyes. I'm not saying run out to your closest funeral home and plan and prepare your entire funeral. I'm not saying that at all. We're just trying to break down high level some steps that you can take that would make things easier if you die tomorrow. If you're not ready to do an official will, I'm just going to throw this out there because, again, we're still coming to terms with the fact that we're not immortal and that we never know how much time we actually really do have. So if you're not to the place of wanting to go in and see an attorney and write a will, or go online where you can write a will there's lots of websites out there. Write a letter. And the person that you address the letter to is the one that you most likely feel comfortable giving directions to. And trust enough that they will follow what you've requested in your letter. If you're ready to actually make a will, it doesn't need to be expensive. You can use a reputable online template or service like Trust and Will, LegalZoom, or FreeWill. None of this is sponsored. This is just quick research that I've done. A will outline who gets your stuff, and if you're a parent, who should take care of your kids if they're not of legal age. You're going to want to name someone. So think about it. Someone responsible and organized. Not just for where your children are involved, but for all things. Be very specific about items that matter, sentimental or valuable. I have seen death destroy families out of lack of empathy or just outright greed. So by having something written down, you might save your family from that as well. Make sure that it's signed and witnessed and stored somewhere accessible to who you've named your executor. And make sure they know where to find it. A will is useless if no one can locate it. Next, you choose to speak. Choose someone to speak for you if you can't. That includes medical power of attorney, and they're the person who will make health decisions if you're unable to. There's a living will or an advance directive. That gives what treatments you are okay with and what you're not okay with at the end of your life. There is a financial power of attorney, and that person handles your money if you're unable to. It's not fun to think about, but giving someone that authority before a crisis hits is actually a gift for you and them. Next, we talked a little bit on it, but finances. Make a master list of your bank accounts, your retirement or investment accounts, debts, loans, credit cards, insurance policies, mortgage or rent info. If you can, include the account numbers, logins, or instructions on how to access and the passwords, who to contact at each institution if needed. This doesn't need to be fancy. You can do a spreadsheet or even a handwritten list and place it someplace secure. Where it's accessible, and let the person who will be handling it know exactly where it is. Heck, even show them. Make sure it's someone you trust. Now, I've given you a high level, and again, you can talk to an attorney if you want to look into a trust. Also, for banking, sign a POD, which is payable on death. That way, they don't need to struggle paying for your bills, or they can easily stop automatic payments from coming out. They can help cover the funeral expenses. They have access to the money that they need. Now, your digital life. And Lord, I know this can take a lot. We're all over the place. But what happens to your email, your social media, your cloud storage, your online subscriptions? Who's going to handle all that? And who's going to know where to look? So make a digital will. Include these details. You can put them in your main one. You can attach it as an addendum. At minimum, choose someone you know and trust. Write down your main accounts and how to access them. I know that's hard. A lot of us use like a password keeper. It's linked to our phone, or it's linked to Google. And we don't always write down all of the places that we're attached to. Try and make that list. It will be helpful not only to them but to yourself, because it'll also remind you of a lot of places that you're attached to that you didn't remember you're attached to. And you might end up saving yourself some money. You need to have them talk to you and be open and honest about what you would like done, what you'd like deleted, memorialized, or passed down. You can share a password manager like 1Password or Bitwarden to make this easier. Again, this is not a sponsored video. I have just done some research and I'm just sharing the information with you. Now, this part is very personal and very powerful, and it is absolutely your choice. But you might want to write a letter to the people that mean the world to you, or do a video message for your loved ones. It could include a goodbye. It could just include your gratitude for the part that they had in your journey. I'm sorry, it makes me sad to think about, but it's very true. You can leave them instructions for a memorial preference, burial, cremation type of ceremony. Me personally, I always joke and I tell my husband that he should just cremate me and pour me in the driveway, and that way everybody can run over me every day. Not that any of my family does that, but in situations like this, I use humor. I don't find anything wrong with it. But don't be afraid to tell them what you want. I also don't want them to be sad. I want it to be more of a goodbye party. Bon voyage. Because I don't want them to be sad. I want them to find the comfort and peace in the memories that they have with me. Because what's a better way to be connected and stay in someone's heart than the joy that they get from the memories that they have of you? Your message doesn't need to be poetic. It just needs to be real, honest, authentic, vulnerable. I keep bringing things full circle, and I hope you catch on to that. Even if you don't feel like writing a full-blown letter, a short note could actually mean the world. And it wouldn't take you much time. Now that we have all of this, where do we keep it all? Put everything, your will or your trust, your directives, your financial docs, account information, in one folder, digital or physical. You have some options with this: a secure cloud folder shared with a trusted person, a physical binder in a fireproof safe, a professional service or an attorney. Tell at least 2 people where to find it. If no one knows it exists, it's as good as lost. And it does no good to anyone, including yourself. And even though you're gone, you tried to make things easier. But if you don't tell people where to find the information, you have not made it easier. You've made things really kind of messy and hard. Let's be real. Thinking about death is not easy, but preparing for it, it's actually an act of love. You don't need to do it all at once. Just start with one thing. Just one. And again, if you're still wrapping your head around this, just start with a quick letter. Dear so-and-so, if something happens to me, please know I have this, this, and this is how I want it split. Or I have, I want my kids to split everything equally if my spouse is no longer around. If my spouse is around, everything goes to my spouse, except for these few things that I am calling out that I want to give to my children, my friends, my family. If you can make just the one list or do the one step today, the next step isn't so hard. You don't have to feel overwhelmed. It can be done, and it can be done easily, quickly, and without too much anxiety. Because it can have a snowball effect. And this is not you being paranoid. You're being thoughtful. And you're thinking of the future for your loved ones. And they will thank you. Maybe not at first. Because, grief plays a role. But it will help them. And they will be grateful for it in the long run. If this helped you, share it with someone who might need a nudge. Or a reminder that no one gets out of here alive. So let's make the best of it and help the people that we can while we can. There are printable lists out there. It's easy to just find it. Use Google, Bing. My goodness, you can even go to ChatGPT and get a printable list. You can save this for later and go back to it with quick reminders. Remember, we're being prepared and not paranoid, because if we die tomorrow, we want the last things that we do to make a difference to the people we love in our life. So be kind, be grateful, and stay humble. See you next time.